What's going on, everyone? It's me again, Lenny from the Lenny Sports Talk Show. This is the third shoe I'm reviewing today. I have one more coming up, but this is the Altra Olympus 1.5, and we're going to start off by weighing this puppy. But a few things I'd like to point out. Very thick shoe, maximum cushioning. All my trainers are maximum cushioning. This is size 11.5 actually, and I'll tell you why in a moment. I got 11.5. Not necessarily that this shoe is too small, but I think it's just, the fact that the shoe curves and the toe box is shaped funny. Probably like many other people's feet, but not like mine. Even though I love this shoe, this is probably my favorite shoe. It's definitely heavy though. We're going to weigh it. Start out by weighing it first. I've run about 45 miles in this thing. So we're going to start out by weighing it. I'm going to zoom in, and then it's 13.4 ounces, so compared to the Asics 33M, it's almost the same weight. And that one actually, to me, feels like it has less cushioning than this, so that's kind of crazy. But it's 13.4 ounces. I'll zoom in so you can check it out. So 13.4 ounces on the Altra Olympus 1.5. I don't know if I'm reviewing so many shoes, I don't know if I made a mistake, but this is the Altra Olympus 1.5. Like I said, I've run in Arizona in this thing just on the street. I've run in Colorado on the street, groom trails, stuff like that. I ran about 2 blocks up Camel Mountain. I was in Arizona. I didn't have enough time to stay and hike up it or anything or run any more than that, but they have touched Camelback Mountain. But to start off with this shoe, it's a size 11.5, so that's 13.4 ounces on a size 11.5. The previous model was a lot lighter, and it's because they added a lot of material here in the forefoot here, and they made it a little less curvy. So it doesn't curve as much like the first model did, and it doesn't rocker as much in the front. It comes way to the front and then rockers. The other models started rockering way back here, and it got thin right away, and it would rocker up a lot quicker. And this is a zero drop shoe, so it's the same stack height from here to here. And they say it's 36 millimeters. On a couple other sites that I read 32 millimeters. It feels about 32 millimeters to me. And it comes with this gator strap. I think you can tie something on the back here so you don't get mud on your socks or your shoes, or it makes it waterproof or something. I don't know. I don't run Ultras, so I don't know, or I don't run in the mud that much. Unless it rains, of course. But yeah, I mean, this shoe, I wish the tongue was a little longer on this shoe. And, you kind of feel that when you get to this last eyelid. I usually lace them up pretty tight because I had to get a half size bigger because my foot is a little straighter, and I have Morton's toe. My middle toe is bigger than my big toe. I'm going to say this on all my reviews, just so you know what type of foot I have, because mine is probably going to be way different from yours. But, that being said, I had to size up because this curves right here. The toe box curves, and it's not straight. And for me, the regular toe box works, and for a lot of people it doesn't because they're middle toe. It's a foot-shaped toe box, but it's not shaped like my foot. But I love this shoe. I mean, the extra space, I got 11.5, so the extra space keeps my middle toe off of the front of this shoe, so it doesn't, the first shoe I got was 11 in this, and it made my toes numb in the front because I was just too close and I was hitting. And yeah, I went and got some different laces. This comes with nylon laces, and I can't really seem to get it tight enough with that. And it just feels like, you can't get this shoe tight enough, period. I mean, there's just a lot of space right here. Even when you put the tongue down, it doesn't, the tongue, on other shoes usually come up, a few centimeters more, so you can get that full snug fit. You can feel the laces over it, because when I do that, I mean, look at that, lace is going behind the tongue. And, it's really hard to do, get it laced down right with the thing, but I get it laced down good enough, and, it feels really good. And this cushioning, actually, they made it a little more firm, even though it's starting to loosen up now, which I was kind of happy about. I'm happy about the changes to the shoe, even though they made it heavier. And same with this, I'm happy about, this cushioning, because the first model really got squishy and squished down. And I'm happy with this upper too, because they made it more straighter, and it feels like with this more material, it just feels like my foot's a little more secure and stuff. The older model, was just like really thin. And, some people like that. They like the less weight, but for me, the more weight didn't make that much of a difference. But yeah, I mean, same type of shoe, just different changes, more straight. Like I said, the rocker's different. I'm glad they took that rocker off. I mean, if you're having a zero drop shoe, but then you're putting like, I don't know, 10 millimeters right here just to have a rocker, to me that's not a zero drop shoe. To me, you're making it drop in the front, you know what I mean? And that's, whatever. And then they still have this thing. A lot of people complain about so much material they don't need to be using. And once again, I'm not getting paid by Altra to do this or any running company to do this. This is just a standard person that loves max cushioning shoes, and I'm just trying them all out because Hoka started it and now everyone else is doing it. So Altra Olympus 1.5, like I said, they came with nylon laces. I wouldn't use those. You can if you like nylon laces. I threw them out and I went and got these $2 laces at Walmart. It has a secure, snug fit, but I mean it's really wide. My foot is wide, but it's not this wide, but it still makes for a comfortable type of feel for me. This is the insole it comes with, a lot different from the first model. And so, it's foot shaped, but like I said, my toe comes like right here, and my big toe comes around right there. So my middle toe, like I said, is bigger, so I have to, I had to size up a little bit, even though my big toe, has a lot of room now. But, it works, and, I don't find myself sliding around and swimming around in it too much, and it doesn't really, these shoes do not give me blisters. They never have given me blisters. The first model didn't give me blisters, and they don't really give me that bad of hot spots either. I think I get hot spots running in any, new shoe, but this one, hasn't gotten me that many hot spots, and it's been just a workhorse for me. I mean, I've run more miles in it than any other shoe. It's very comfortable. I love the wide toe. The material they're making this out of, to me, it just repels blisters, It doesn't, I mean, that's the best explanation I come up with. Not necessarily repels blisters, but it doesn't give me blisters. You might have a different experience, but this is the Altra Olympus 1.5, once again, just a maximal cushion shoe, 13 ounces. If you're really a big fan of light plus the cushion, there's other models out there, but this is a very, very good cushion shoe. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'd give this thing an 8 or a 9. I just really like it, even though this foot shaped isn't really my foot shaped. I could work around it. I got a bigger size, like I said, and just everything about it is just really good to me. I mean, the added weight. I heard someone was saying that they were talking to the rep and they said that this is lighter than the previous model. It definitely isn't, but it definitely runs more true to size. I would say, this 11.5 was a lot bigger than the other 11.5 that I used to wear in the first model. So that's my review of the Altra Olympus 1.5. Once again, this is my workhorse shoe. It feels really good to have zero drop. I'm a midfoot to, I strike around right there, and it just feels really good for me. And I don't know what else to add. I mean, shoe weight, sizing, width, grip. I mean, I'll try and cover everything. It doesn't give me blisters. It's a very stable shoe for me. I mean, people might see it differently because it sits on such a platform, but I think, it's definitely a lot. I noticed it was skinnier than the first model, so this is a little skinnier, but it definitely has this give on the cushion. Oh yeah, and another thing people were talking about is they didn't really do a lot to the traction, and they did add to the traction. I mean, they did pop these out a little bit more, but as you can see, they've just pretty much wore down to what the Altra Olympus first model was, and not much different there. I haven't took these on no wet surfaces, so I'm not sure how this would hold up on a wet surface or in the mountains or anything like that, so sorry Ultra runners, but it definitely held up well on a dry trail. And I would imagine that this gives so much. If you hit a rock, it would probably give into it more than make you roll over it. So I mean, that's my review on the Altra Olympus 1.5. And this is Lenny, and I'll talk to you guys later.